Marriage does not define your existence. Presently many single ladies are so troubled about marriage stagnancy and due to overage. It can be really burdensome, keep wondering and thinking when the perfect husband will emerge. Sometimes you find yourself thinking for hours and later discovered that you achieved nothing but instead of a wasted time. Even when you decide not to focus on the issue of marriage, there are people around you who have made it their duty to remind you of the temporary trial you are experiencing. You seem to lost hope and not to talk of having a fiancé. You may think you're the only person going through it, but believe me, there are millions of single ladies around the world seeking that partner of theirs. But I know one thing for sure: marriage doesn't define your existence. Marriage doesn't define your existence, my beloved sisters, neither does it make you who you are. It can only contribute to it positively or negatively, and that choice will be yours to make. So, when it comes to marriage, you either get it right and for the right reasons and also in the will of God; if not, it will be a battle you will fight for the rest of your life. I have never seen anywhere in the Bible where it says that God will not bless you because you don't have a husband. I have never seen anywhere God said you are not good enough because you are not married. It is human being that often incurs such motives, but not God. God is a faithful, and nothing transpired on earth without his awareness. My sister, hear me audibly: you are a special creation of God, brought to this earth to do marvelous things. God planted mighty things in your life which will sprout a blessing to your generation. God did not say he will complete what he wants to do in your life when you get married. Nay. Marriage cannot make you who you want to be, but you alone. You are the only one that can decide how you want your life to be. People can only make suggestions and help you to a certain level, but at the end of the day, the ball is in your court. So who you are as an individual does not depend on who you marry, but depends on you alone. If you're not a happy person now and you believe you'll be happy once you get married, I'm sorry to say, but you'll still be as miserable as you are now. I have seen so many people get married at the so-called right time, but right now are living the most miserable life. They desire to be single once again and envy the ladies that are yet to be married. It's a big shame, because I used to assume that a man without a wife is incomplete. Honestly, that doctrine is from the pit of hell. Likewise also, I have always thought that when you get married, that is the beginning of greater things to come, but it is the opposite that is happening. When you enter the institution of marriage for the wrong reasons or for partially right reasons, then you get no results or partial results. If it is money, one day, that money will not yield its satisfaction it once brought. If it is beauty, that person will get all wrinkled, or you will always find someone who looks better. But if it is God ordained, God will always renew and retie that cord of love that binds you together. People just feel they have the right to decide how your life should be according to their myopic vision, and the worst thing you can do to yourself is listening, because you will be discouraged. Marriage is not just the wedding ceremony, but the seconds, days, months, and years after that. It's a forever thing. It is only death that can separate a husband and wife, no matter what anyone says. So it's not something you go into and say, I will work on it. You go into marriage with your eyes wide open, ears clear, and your heart lost in God. You don't go into marriage just because of pressure or what you can get out of it. You don't go into marriage because you feel you are getting old and that clock is ticking. Probably your mother has been pressurizing you to get married or go have kids. And whenever you behold other young girls that are married with kids, you often compare yourself to them and say hurtful things. My sister, please wipe away your tears, because marriage doesn't define your existence, and very soon God shall surprise you, and those people ridiculing you won't be with you in your husband's house. They won't share the grief and the misery that awaits those who marry wrongly. They won't receive the blows and punches for you. All they will do is laugh at you when it goes wrong and say, I told you so. It is hard, I know, and it may seem like there is no hope, but you can't give up now when you're just about to receive from God. I know it seems so bleak, but when it seems the bleakest is when God is about to surprise you. You just need to push yourself a little bit more and trust God. Don't rush into marriage with a deficit that will deduct from your life until you are no more. Presently, many people are in hell not because they wanted to end up there but because they married wrongly, so be patient because marriage doesn't define who you are.